Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanfiction. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for the Sunday edition of Saturday Morning Blast Off. Welcome, everybody. I had some shit that happened yesterday, so I needed to take care of that then, and that's why Saturday Morning Blast Off moved over here to Sunday. So it happens from time to time. Welcome, everybody. Let me take care of some business and we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms, all the stuff you've been watching, and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up here just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. Also, if you don't want to be notified by YouTube when I come on live, best thing to do is hit that bell down below, and YouTube won't notify you when I come on live. So what you should do is go over to suspendedfanimation.com, take a look at the schedule. I post it up every week. This week it wasn't that accurate, of course, because Saturday kind of threw things off, but here we are. But I also have the links, my social media on there, and all the links to my pages as well. Saturday morning spoiler. Yeah, I'm not doing spoiler alert this afternoon, just so you know as well. Yeah, that's gonna be put on the back burner. So spoiler alert's just kind of the bonus, I guess you could say, edition is when I don't have a lot of stuff to do during the week and just want to talk about other things. But yeah, let's get started, shall we? Let's see what we got going on. So I don't know if you saw there's this little trailer that dropped on Monday called Moon Knight. It's a new series from Disney Plus. It's going to be premiering on March 30th. So if you don't know what Moon Knight is actually the Marvel version of Batman, if you will, only with split personalities, and also there's an Egyptian god of the moon that is may or may not be controlling him. It might also be a figment of his imagination. So Oscar Isaac, of course, is playing Mark Spector, among other personalities that Moon Knight has, as well as Moon Knight. So that's the trailer dropped, and it looked pretty good. I mean, I should say the teaser trailer dropped, and we got a little look at that, and that was actually pretty decent. I'm looking forward to it. I've been looking forward to this one for a while. I used to read Moon Knight back in, I want to say, late 90s, early 2000s, somewhere around there. And it was a good book. It's actually a really decent book. Raymond says, is Oscar Isaac one of those actors I didn't know was British, or was that an accent? I think that was an accent. If I remember correctly, Oscar Isaac, I believe, is not British, if I'm not mistaken. Because I mean, that sounded kind of like an accent that I would do that, I didn't try and do it there. I was going to try, and then I was like, nope, I abandoned it mid attempt there. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that he doesn't have a British accent. So yeah, I've seen him in interviews before, and I've never seen him with a British accent before. So I'm fairly sure that's a put on British accent. Might as well. I mean, all the British people do American accents, so why not have the Americans do some British accents? So yes, there was a death that happened amongst the cast of Moon Knight before it even premiered, and I'm wondering if they're going to recast that or not, just because of it was complete accident. I mean, motorcycle accident that happened, so it was just kind of a weird thing. But yes, you're right, Raymond. We also got word that Mary Elizabeth Winstead has been cast in an undisclosed role in the Ahsoka series. So we don't know who she's going to play. Who could she be? Now, there are so many speculations out there right now. Remember, Dave Filoni, this is his baby right now. He's the one who's writing the script. He's the one who's going to be directing a good majority of the series. You could have Barra Sophie, who, of course, was the other Jedi who framed Ahsoka for a murder that Ahsoka didn't commit. That's actually what got Ahsoka put on trial and what led her to walk away from the Jedi Council. And Barra Sophie, when she was revealed to be the actual murderer, also got kicked out of the Jedi Council. She was a Jedi that got kicked off the council. So she may or may not still be alive at this point in time, because I don't think Order 66 actually affected her. So that could be an option. Some people have been saying Dr. Aphra, who's been very popular in the comics, and she could be a something there. I'm kind of shying away from that because I don't think that that's going to happen. Um, there's also now I'm blanking on a few of the other ones. Oh, Aja Ventress is what some people were saying too. Another Force wielder who was a Sith who became a bounty hunter. But I think she died, if I'm not mistaken, before the whole original trilogy happened. So I'm not sure offhand. Uh, so yeah, there's a whole bunch of things. And my personal favorite is I keep saying that she is going to be Governor Orinda Price, who yes, we saw supposedly blow up at the end of Rebels, but we didn't see a body. That's what I'm saying. We didn't see a body. We didn't see it happen. I am fairly sure that Dave Filoni is going to bring her back because she is actually tied to Thrawn, and Thrawn, of course, is who Ahsoka is going after at this point. So yeah, there we go. At that point, Raymond says so. She got the job through her husband, Ewan McGregor, probably, and you never know. There we go, Pen. Oscar Isaac is American but born in Guatemala. Thank you. So, um, so this is going to be interesting. I'm interested to see. I always like Mary Elizabeth Winstead. There's again, I keep saying that there's a great series out there. No one ever watched it. It was on ABC. It lasted exactly one season called Brain Dead, and it's got Tony Shalhoub in it as well. Also a lot of other people as well, and it's just an alien invasion of Congress, and it takes over people's bodies, and it's hilarious, but at the same time politically biting, and it's a great thing. And welcome to being banned, Alexander, or whatever your fucking name is, troll. Let's just say troll. So, for actually putting in some really stupid shit in my, you know, chat there. So now you are banned and you have been reported. So enjoy. Fuck you. There you go. Raymond says, "Are we not going to get live action Darth Maul anymore since Ray Park was sort of no? Darth Maul died before the original trilogy, so it was already set at the end of Rebels. Rebels actually showed that because Rebels is set right before the original trilogy. It's honestly, it's been a couple of years now. It's been like almost 5 years, so it's not a spoiler at this point. Obi-Wan kills him. They have a rematch on Tatooine, and he is woefully unprepared, and Obi-Wan just fucking kills him like it's nothing. Yeah. Oh, he's really dead this time. Yeah, he's definitely dead this time. Yeah. Because we actually saw the body at this point. Yeah. No more, being cut in half and then, all that stuff. So yes, he is dead. So I'm looking forward to see what she's going to play. March 4th, The Boys Diabolical, which is going to be an animated anthology series, comes to Amazon Prime. Now, I don't know if they're dumping it all at once or if they're going to do a weekly thing or what's going on with it. I'm hoping they're going to do weekly. I know Derek Robertson, who's co-creator of The Boys, who of course drew it and everything, is involved in the animated anthology somehow. He just let drop on his Twitter that he is involved in this somehow. Excuse me. So we'll see what's going on. Sorry, I'm watching the dog do weird things out here right now. So that's yeah. Raymond says, yeah, but Obi-Wan was old when they fought, right? Yes, he was. But it was a very interesting, I mean, it's a great fight scene. If you have Disney Plus, just go back and look at Rebels. It's a great scene. There's only one troll. So Morks, no, what that person did, they keep trying to put malware in the content in the chat here for people to click on and upload and all that kind of shit. And I don't abide by that crap. So yeah, they get reported, they get sent off to whatever hell they're going to, and hopefully, YouTube hunts them down, which I honestly don't like. which I mean, I honestly don't think that that's going to happen. Sorry, I was reading word 789 chat as I was talking. So, which I honestly, yeah, there we go. There shall be only one troll, true Marks, and it's Apple Crow. Um, and what you're waiting for, word 789. Apple TV Plus is developing a series based on Godzilla and the Titans. So that's right, Apple TV Plus. So it's going to be seen by a very few amount of people. And yeah, I honestly, it sounds interesting, but it's on a platform that I'm not going to spend money for. So yeah, and I don't feel like buying the series or anything like that either, the season or anything like that. So if it becomes available on like Netflix or Hulu or something like that, then I'll watch it. But yeah, as on Apple TV Plus, ah, great. There you goes. I don't care at that point. So, and it's going to be live action. I don't know what it's set in either word, say 789. It's probably a worldwide phenomenon kind of thing. Word 79 says Godzilla will probably be on screen for like 2 minutes anyway, most likely. It'll probably all be about the humans. I think Gareth Edwards is the one who's producing it or something. Who knows? Honestly, I've kind of lost faith in anything he does now. So yeah, kaiju wise, I should say, I lost faith in what anything he does. So yeah. Um, so yeah, it's on Apple TV Plus. There we go. And speaking of things that I'm not really interested in, but some other people might be, March 3rd, Picard season 2 dropped a trailer. They dropped a trailer for Picard season 2, which comes out on March 3rd on the Paramount Plus network. I think that's what it's called. And of course, they decide to fuck up the entire timeline. So there's time travel involved, cues involved. Guinan, which is not, I mean, Whoopi Goldberg is playing Whoopi Goldberg now at this point. She's not playing Guinan. I think she stopped acting in like 1995, somewhere around there. So, oh God, it's like the worst characters. I mean, the only thing they can bring back that'd be more annoying. I'm trying to think of what was one of the most annoying Star Trek: The Next Generation characters that they had. Um, fuck, it'll come to me at some point. I don't know. Yeah. You hate the Book of Boba Fett. You're not the only one. Word 789. So yeah. I am not one of those people, but still. How are they getting more than more than one season? Word 79, because Paramount Plus has nothing else but Star Trek. I take that back. They do have Young Sheldon as well. So that's those are their only shows that they have going on. Yeah. Yeah, I saw the first season of Picard. It was laughably bad. I mean, just laughably. It was bad. It just was horribly, horribly, horribly bad. And the end was a punk out and everything. I mean, it just, I'm gonna spoil it right now. Picard is a fucking android, is what he is now. He is not even Picard anymore. He's not even human. Yeah. So there you go. Yes, I know I spoiled it for you, but it was already pre-spoiled to begin with, trust me. Something I am looking forward to though, but I didn't see it in the theater, is The King's Man is going to debut on Hulu on February 18th. So for those of you who have Hulu, February 18th, The King's Man will be available to view without extra cost or anything like that. So you know, the new Star Trek stuff really sucks. Word 789. It has for a while. I mean, ever since J.J. Abrams did the Kelvin verse and all that stuff, it opened up the door for it to just be really bad. And you can see why now Lucasfilm had locked everything down the way they did and had stewards of Star Wars. I mean, granted, they screwed some stuff up too with Kathleen Kennedy at the helm, and things have kind of swung back again with John Favreau and Dave Filoni. But There is still, you could tell Kathleen Kennedy's influence on some other stuff, but it's still not anywhere near as bad as Star Trek. Star Trek is just laughably bad at this point. I can't even watch any of it without wondering if it's just parody at this point. March 11th, Upload Season 2 premieres on Amazon Prime with the first episode, and then they're going to have a new episode every Friday. So it's been almost 2 years since Upload came out, the first season, and now they're going to be releasing the second season finally, so we can find out what happened. So yeah. Penn says, I'm in complete denial about current track. You and a lot of other people, though, Penn. I know. Words, what's your question? What is your question? Raymond says, I actually like the new Star Trek movie trilogy, but after that, it's all a wet fart. Yeah. I'm not even talking about the movies, even at this point. I'm just talking about the series at this point. Word 79 says, a Boba escaped the Sarlacc pit in his armor. Then now his armor can logically. No, we already saw what happened. You got to watch the series. Word 789. They actually showed exactly what happened to his armor. It got stolen by Jawas. So there you go. Because Jawas are the little thieves of the desert, is what they are. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Upload Season 2. The first season wasn't bad. It was actually kind of enjoyable. It's very light fare. I mean, for the most part, there is some darkness tinge to it as well, but it's decent. It's actually fairly decent. And I'm liking Robbie Amell. He's doing a good job on that. So Microsoft has bought Activision for 68.7 billion with a B dollars. $68.7 billion dollars. Okay. I mean, Activision was having its own problems. It was I don't think it's going to be renamed or anything like that, but it was having its own perception problems, press problems, things of that nature. And also they were having budget problems and stuff like that. So having Microsoft absorb them is not a bad thing, quite honestly. So I think it'll be all right. Penn says, any thoughts on Beforeigners? The latest episode was kind of a turning point for the season. Yeah, I'm liking where it's at. I know the entire season has dropped over in Europe. And I know that some people here who have European descent have seen it. And someone had mentioned something, I want to say last week, that I didn't read because it would look like it was very spoilerish. So I didn't read it in its entirety. I kind of, so when I'm reading your chat stuff, by the way, I'm kind of just scanning real quickly, and I will, I don't absorb it all the way. It's a weird, don't ask. So yeah. Hey, Commander. Word 79 says he goes to look inside it when he literally escaped with it. Yeah, well, he doesn't remember coming out of the Sarlacc pit. I know Word 79. I saw. So yeah, he was out of it. What do you want? Disney Plus is developing a series based on the Hugh Jackman 2011 movie Real Steel. That's right. Real Steel is getting a TV series. I'm actually kind of looking forward to this. So the original director, Sean Levy, is responsible for this as well. He is the producer on this. And I liked that movie. That movie was actually pretty fucking decent. It's actually a good movie and it holds up. I watched it about 2 months ago, I think, something like that, on Disney Plus, and it holds up. It holds up very well. It's actually a really decent movie. Special effects are still good, and the story is tight. I mean, it actually moves along at a good solid clip, and I like all the characters. I like the character development, the arcs, and all that stuff. It's worth your time to go and take a look at it and see what it's like. Yeah. Raymond says the deal still hasn't gone through, but it's weird because they just condemned Activision Blizzard's workplace behaviors like a couple. Yeah, I know. That was one of the things that I believe precipitated the whole sale of Activision too. So yeah. Chappie's a different movie compared to Real Steel, Word 79. So that's all I'll say on that one. Also on Disney Plus, all the Marvel one shots are now available to view. So if you don't know what a Marvel one shot is, so early on in the Marvel movie, like from Iron Man and all that kind of stuff, when you bought the DVD of those movies, there always came as an extra on there what was called a Marvel one shot. Not all the time, but most of the time there was one on there. And what it was they had taken the characters of the Marvel characters, and they did a half hour, 20-minute, half hour video, if you will, of a story line in there. So one of the best ones, of course, is from Iron Man 3, Hail to the King, where Ben Kingsley's character is in jail. And it's actually alluded to in Shang-Chi, as a matter of fact, as well. And he's in jail. He's enjoying the celebrity of being, the Mandarin, if you will. And as he is strutting about and doing his thing, and he's being interviewed by someone from the news, what happens is the real Mandarin, who of course is Shang-Chi's father, busts into the prison to grab him. And it's a great little vignette. It's called the man, all Hail to the King is what it's called. Hail to the King. And it's on now Disney Plus. So if you get a chance, go through the one shots, the Marvel one shots. They're a lot of fun. Thor's Roommate is actually a really good one too. It's hilarious with Chris Hemsworth. So yeah. Bill Gates has nothing to do with Microsoft anymore, Word 789. So yeah, thanks for the conspiracy theory, but bye. Um, Raymond says, I would almost say Hail to the King is a prerequisite for watching Shang-Chi. Yes, it is. It is a prerequisite for watching Shang-Chi. I agree with you, Raymond. Yeah. Commander says, I'm excited for the Microsoft purchase. I'm excited to see World of Warcraft or Diablo as an Unreal Engine reboot or see. I don't know if that's going to happen. So I don't know if those are actually still even involved with all of that. So anyway, I can't say too much on that. I know some people who work in that arena. So that's all I'll say. And with that said, Lucasfilm had bought the rights to Children of Blood and Bone, and they were going to make it into a movie. This is when they had, Fox, of course, and they let the rights lapse in about 2021, and those were bought by Paramount. So now Paramount is going to be making Children of Blood and Bone, which is a sci-fi series. The author of the novel was getting very upset at Lucasfilm for not moving along on this. They were moving at a glacial pace. They wanted to write the script for it. Lucasfilm was like, no, fuck you. Paramount now has the rights to it. They're going to be making it, and they've let the writer go ahead with the script because Paramount does not make really good decisions anyway, and we'll see what happens here. So yeah, I'm not too hopeful on whatever this is. So yeah, there's a reason why if Disney has a property and they haven't started working on it, there's usually a reason why for that. And yeah, well, that's all I can say. So remember Wu Assassins, the Netflix series, Wu Assassins from a couple of years back, which is actually, strangely enough, one of my highest viewed podcasts. I did an Is It Worth My Time on Wu Assassins. I broke it into two parts. And a lot of Ukrainian, for some reason, viewers are watching that. I don't know why. It happens to be one of my highest viewed videos. Anyway, Wu Assassins has done a spin-off movie called Fistful of Vengeance, which of course stars Tony Jai. And that is going to be coming out on February 17th. Excuse me, not Tony Jai. It's actually the the main character now. I'm blanking on his name. But February 17th, the spin-off Fistful of Vengeance, which is going to have him, is going to be on Netflix. So yeah, we'll see how that. I'm gonna watch it. I mean, I enjoyed Wu Assassins for what it was. I mean, it was a bit weird if I remember correctly. There were some things that were fairly uneven in it, and I just kind of chalked it up to Eco. Thank you. Yeah, Eco is going to be the one who's going to be starring in that one. So it'll be interesting to watch. Yeah. That's the last bit of news that I've got going on for today. Because I mean, while some of the news has come back, not a lot of it has. There's not a lot happening, shall we say? And Hollywood's being tight-fisted with some of their news at the moment. No, I think it's more of a play on the Fists of Fury, Raymond. And it could also be a little bit of Eastwood's Fistful of Dollars as well. Yeah, Wu Assassins was interesting. I mean, it wasn't bad by any means. It wasn't great by any means either. It was capable. Is really what it was. So I'll go and I'll watch it. I mean, it's on fucking Netflix, right? Yeah, I mean, like right now, I am watching. I just finished season 2 of TNT's Snowpiercer, which is actually fairly decent. Sean Bean's in it, and he hasn't died yet. So there's that. I liked it better. I liked Raid better when it was Dread. So the whole story about how the raid came about, right? Was that Dread was being worked on, and Gareth Edwards, who of course was I think producer of the raid or something like that. He's the writer. He was the writer of it. That's what it was. He came over to the set to visit his friend on Dread, and they were having production problems with the raid. They didn't know where they wanted to go with the story and all this kind of stuff. So he went over to the Dread production to visit his friend, found out what the whole story was all about, and then wrote the raid. And since they were able to, film that thing in like 3 weeks or something like that, they got it out real quick. And yeah, everyone says, "Oh, Dread stole it from the raid." No, actually, it's the other way around. So that's because it was stolen from Dread. The raid was totally ripped off of Dread. Yeah. Yeah, you watched Sweet Tooth, Joe Greer. What'd you think of Sweet Tooth? Which, of course, is getting a season 2 as well on Netflix. And it's produced by Robert Downey Jr. and his wife, their production company. Watch Gangs of London. Okay. Yeah, I've been watching what I've been putting on every now and then, of course, is the animated Spider-Man from the late 90s, The Amazing Spider-Man, which is on Disney Plus. And I've been running through the whole gamut. I think I'm on season 5 now, I think is where I'm at. Which they just did the Secret Wars, and now they're doing the Clone Saga. So they're doing the Clone Saga, which also takes place in a future in a different reality and has multiple Spider-Men in it. Sound a little familiar, but might be. But that's where I'm at right now, is where they have the multiple Spider-Man from different realities. So they have Iron Spider-Man, they have the Doctor Octopus tentacled Spider-Man. They have one Spider-Man without any powers whatsoever, but he's dressed as Spider-Man, so I'm thinking he's an actor. Yeah, things of that nature. So it's a lot of fun. I know Gareth Edwards has improved, but he really he bites from he steals from a lot of things. Let's just say that. Yeah. Yeah, Raymond, there's been a lot of celebrity deaths. I don't report on those, honestly. Just not here anyway. So yeah. Penn says, I've been finally catching up on the Arrowverse. How sad is that? Finally got to Crisis on Infinite series. Yes, I know. I know. Penn, there's actually a great reference in Legends of Tomorrow when Crisis of Infinite Earths was happening, and Nate they're like, wait, aren't we supposed to be doing the crossover right now? And they're like, and someone says that, and Nate's like, nah, we decided to skip out on that one this year. uh, uh, that's the series finale, right, of the Spider-Man show. I don't know if it's at the series finale. I haven't looked to see where I'm at in the order of things. It might be near the end of it. Yes, I know we're at 79. I also heard the Batman is almost 3 hours long with the credits. There's 8 minutes worth of credits on the Batman. So I don't know. When it comes out, I'll watch it, but I'm not holding up any hopes for it. It's I'm more hopeful for it than I would be if Zack Snyder was involved in it. But I'm still not that hopeful. And Zack Snyder is very much at the bottom of my hopefulness for a DC movie. So yeah, I would actually watch a Yui Bull DC movie before I'd watch a Zack Snyder DC movie right now. If you know who Yui Bull is. Have you watched Soul Batman? I think I did. I may have. Yeah. Raymond says I can wait the 45 days to stream it. I'm thinking the same thing, but at the same time, I'm probably going to go in the theaters and watch it or whatever, just because, podcasts and stuff like that. So, uh, words, you're still holding out for that's not going to happen. So, Warner Brothers is not dumping any more money into Snyder at this point. He is done there. He's over at Netflix now. That's why he's doing Netflix movies. His production company has a deal with Netflix at this point, no longer with Warner Brothers. He is out at Warner Brothers at the moment. Yeah. Oh, the 70s Batman. Yeah, I saw that one. You mean isn't it Soul of the Dragon or something like that? Or yeah, I've seen that one, Joe. That's actually pretty good. Although the ending of that one sucked because they just kind of left it hanging. So Raymond says he should stick to making pretzels. Oh, for Snyder's pretzels. Got it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, well, you know what? I did like 300. 300 was a good adaptation of a comic book. But again, he had all the storyboards laid out there in front of him. So it wasn't like it was rocket science on that one. I mean, he did pioneer his slow motion speeding up thing in 300. So I mean, there's that. And I know everyone gives 300 shit for saying, "Oh, it makes Middle Eastern people look bad and everything." I'm like, "No. What it is a story," and I keep saying this over and over again. They show you at the very beginning. It is a story being told by a soldier on the eve of war to demonize his opponents so that his fellow compatriots will rise up and fight harder against their opponents. That's all it is. Kind of like everyone else has done throughout wars throughout the centuries. Exactly where it's 79. It's 1-to-1 to the graphic novel, which I've got someplace around here. As a matter of fact, I've got it right here within reach. So it is a 1-to-1 to the graphic novel. I agree with you. Watchmen, I could not watch again. I saw it in the theater. I laughed. I laughed a lot. And then I was done with it. I was good with it. So I never have to watch that one again. Yeah, as long as Snyder stays away from the DC properties, I'm good. He can do his own stuff, like the zombie shit, whatever he's doing. As long as it's not the Romero zombie stuff, he does his own zombie stuff, that's great. I'm okay with that. I don't want him dealing with any other properties anymore. Same thing with the J.J. Abrams. I don't want him fucking up any more properties. He's already fucked up Star Trek and Star Wars. Don't need him to do any more than that. So, yeah, I'm done with that. You can't stand this. Why is it so popular? Because people like zombies. They do. And if you do a zombie movie, well, if you do a well done zombie story, which Zack Snyder's questionable, people will watch it. I like zombie stuff. That's why we have Marvel zombies coming, animated style on Disney Plus. Hey, Stanley. Sorry, I was just seeing what the Word 79 says. Yeah, the Watchmen TV show is absolute shit. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I wasn't a fan of that one either. But then again, they tried. And that one was Damon Lindelof again. So we go back to the whole thing of Zack Snyder, and you also have J.J. Abrams, one of his group, Damon Lindelof, combined together to create a shitstorm. So now, if you can have time traveling zombies, then you'd be right within my wheelhouse there. That's the Venn diagram for me right there. Zombies, time traveling zombies. It's right in the middle there. I'm sure there's a couple people's heads that just kind of exploded out there, but yeah, time traveling zombies. Does it have 7 episodes? Really, Stanley? Oh my god. I thought it only had the 6 episodes. Maybe they are crossing over or something like that, huh? Let's see. I can slow down my connection even further. Not that I don't believe you. I'm just checking I am fact checking is what I'm doing. That's what it's called, fact checking. Not fat, but fact. Fact. Raymond says the Watchmen show did have one good episode with Looking Glass's backstory, and they actually showed a giant squid. Yeah, they did. Oh my god, this is so slow. There we go. Oh yeah, you're right. 7 episodes. There we go. I thought there was only one. Okay. Well, there you have it. 7 episodes. Well, that's good. Yeah. Penn says the strain was vampires, but I thought they were zombie-like. They were definitely a different take on the vamps. Yeah, that was Guillermo del Toro, if I remember correctly, that he did the novel of that. And I tried reading that novel and fell asleep repeatedly during it, and I stopped reading it because I couldn't get through it. I didn't bother with the TV series. So yeah, Stanley. The reason why I said it was 6 episodes because all the Star Wars series have been 6 episodes so far. Yeah, I'm actually almost done reading the first book in the Thrawn series, the Anthony Zahn or Timothy Zahn. Excuse me, Timothy Zahn series, Thrawn. So that first book I've been on forever, and so I'm finally finishing it up. And then I've got to read the next book, of course, which is Ascension, because I also have the last book in the series, Thrawn Treason, is what it is. That I actually got at Comic Con. I got Timothy Zahn signature. I mean, I wasn't there for him. I didn't wait in line for him to do it, which I could have, but I just didn't feel like waiting a couple of hours. And when we see my time at Comic-Con for it, they just gave us the pre-scrawled. Yeah, yeah. Speaking of amps, is Midnight Mass worth the watch? I've never heard of Midnight Mass, so I couldn't tell you. He wasn't making out with the Rancor. Word 79, he wants to ride the Rancor. It's a different thing. There you go. And like I said, ride the Rancor, I believe, is the catchphrase for a new energy drink that Disney's going to be putting out. Ride the Rancor. The eyeworm vampires of the strain creep me out too much. Yeah. I I don't know. I just really never got into it. I couldn't get into the strain. It just really, yeah, yeah. Sirius says I haven't watched Midnight Mass, but Red Letter Media seem to love it. Okay, yeah. I don't know what Midnight Mass is. So, yeah, Morbius. I'll watch it when it comes out on streaming. I don't really have any hopes for it. One, it's got Jared Leto in it, so you already know it's going to be subpar. And then two, it's a B-list Spider-Man villain that became a hero, an anti-hero, if you will. And so yeah, he's actually a couple of steps below Venom. That's why I say B-list. Yeah. Stanley says I watched one episode of The Strain and was done. Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't get into it. I remember the book took forever to get going. It just and that's how the series was to me. It's like, it reminded me of a Guillermo del Toro production when you hear about it in the news, is they announce it, then it takes like 5 years for it to get moving, and then it's in pre-production for another 3 years, and then he starts filming, which takes another 2 years, and then it's editing, which takes another year, and then it finally makes it out to the screen like 8 years later from when it was first announced. That's kinda how The Strain felt to me. It just felt like a Guillermo del Toro production of a movie. And don't get me wrong, I am not slamming Guillermo del Toro. He does great work and everything. It just takes him fucking forever to focus on something and actually do it. So yeah. Uh, Ben says, I know it's an unpopular opinion, but I still don't hate Leto. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, again, opinions are my own. You are going to have different opinions from me. That's fine. I am not going to slam you for your opinions unless it's Agents of Shield. You know who you are out there. I'm kidding. I really am somewhat. Um, just watch what you want. If you enjoy it, you enjoy it. That's great. That's what you should be doing, is enjoying your stuff that you watch. If it gets you to watch other genre stuff, that's even better. It brings you in and doing, to watch other genre stuff. So, I mean, yeah. Sirius says just got to take the time to make myself watch it. There's probably a lot of talking. Uh, I liked Agents of Shield the first, I want to say season and a half, somewhere around there, before we finally figured out it wasn't going to be tied into any of the movies, and then it just went off on its own tangent, and it just kind of got silly from there. So I watched all of it. I've seen all of it. I take that back. I want to say season 6. Think I skipped the first. I watched the first episode, then I think I skipped 6 episodes and watched it. I was in the same place as where I was from after the first episode. It just felt soap opera-ish, is what it was. That's what my problem was with Agents of Shield. It just was a very big soap opera, and it never went anywhere. Raymond says Stanley is Archive 81 supernatural or crime thriller. I couldn't tell. Is this a Midnight Mass? Is that what it is? Is this an anthology series or something like that on Netflix? Is that what that is? I haven't seen it, so I haven't even heard of it, like I said. But then again, I haven't logged on to Netflix in a little while, I would say. Yeah, I got to go back in and see what's out there on Netflix. I still even watch Don't Look Up. I know everyone's saying you got to watch Don't Look Up, and I'm like, yeah, we're kind of living it right now anyway. So, oh, Archive 81 is on Netflix. Okay, it's a different series. Got it. It seems supernatural so far. Sirius says I liked seasons 2 and onward of Agents of Shield, but season 1 was pretty rough. Yeah, season 1 was pretty rough. That was because they were still trying to link it to the movies, and they couldn't do it. It would have been nice if they could have, but I'm just glad that it's now everything's all under Marvel Studios now at this point. So all the stuff that's on Disney Plus is canon to the movies and vice versa. The movies are canon to the stuff that's on the Disney Plus series. So yeah, that's all I was asking for, quite honestly. Was that we got stuff that tied together on both the TV series as well as the movies. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. That Ward character sucked. Yeah. Yeah. So, Stanley says, I like Hitmonkey so far too, making my way slowly through it. Yeah, Hitmonkey, I enjoyed a lot. But then again, it's ape shit crazy. So, yes, I know he's a monkey, but still, I said ape shit. Yes. Um, yeah, it's a different tone of Marvel series. It really is. And also it's not horribly bad like MODOK. That MODOK show. Fuck, I couldn't get through the first episode. I literally could not get past 10 minutes into that episode. That's how bad MODOK was for me. Yes. I knew you'd appreciate that joke, Stanley, for how bad it was. I mean, Apple Crow isn't here, and I think Morks has gone out to go walk the dogs or something like that, so he can't respond. No one can stand MODOK. Word 79. It's horrible. A horrible, horribly, horrible show that was done. So you watched the whole MODOK series. I'm sorry, Stanley. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I fell asleep 10 minutes in. I woke up. I was near the end of the episode, and I was like, this episode sucks. And I haven't watched any more of it since then. Yeah. Why is MODOK a thing? Word 79 says because of Avengers. So okay, so what ends up happening in the 60s and the 70s is a lot of your writers took a lot of drugs, and they're experimenting with drugs at the time, things of that nature. They also were experimenting beforehand because it happens. And so they came up with this guy MODOK to fight with the Avengers, and he became kind of a joke over the years. As the decades moved on, he's become more and more of a joke. Even though he is supposed to be a badass in his own right of a villain, he just looks weird. You can't really take him seriously. So, yeah, so on and so forth. He's a product of the 1960s, I want to say. 60s or 70s, somewhere around there. So, and also just one of my, it's one of my favorite, kind of characters out there too. Just design wise, he just makes me laugh. But yes, I do have a tiki mug of MODOK. That is, yes. He holds my spoiler alert sign there. I know MODOK has a family in the TV show. Yeah. Yeah. So is that why so many superheroes and villains are created with the use of drugs? Possibly, Raymond. It could be. So Chris Claremont is on record from the 80s of being high as a fucking kite. I think he was doing I forget what he was doing, what drugs he was doing. When he did the Brood, the whole Brood series, which of course he ripped off of Alien. That whole thing, that whole time period came about with him doing drugs. That's why his writing right now isn't any good. It was better when he was on drugs. I hate to say it, but it was. So you're right, Stanley. Eternals was fucking boring. Yeah. The Eternals is just a it's one of those movies that has no real reason for being other than they could make it. And I don't know why. I mean, I have an Eternals t-shirt now because so I subscribe to what's called it's a Funko Marvel box on Amazon. And so they always do themes. And actually you can see one right down here. That's the what if box that's down there. And you get Funko Pops. That's like the Black Widow, the Apocalypse Black Widow from What If. Um, that's for my Fantastic Four box over here. This Deadpool one is from the Deadpool anniversary, so that's T-Rex Deadpool and all that kind of stuff. So they also come with T-shirts and stickers and pins and blah 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 blah. And so now I have an Eternals T-shirt and two figures as well. Um, this one, of course, is the Anarchic Spider Punk is actually for my Marvel T-shirt subscription series, where they send me one T-shirt a month from Marvel esque, and if I don't like it, I can just send it back. But they usually have some fairly fucking kick-ass designs, and this one's from the Spider-Man video game, and I kind of like this one since it's here. I'll show you. With great power comes no future, which I thought was pretty funny. Word 79 said I couldn't finish it, and every day I thank God for not going to the theater to watch it there. Go and watch the end credits. Word 789. That's all I can say. The end credits are probably the best thing out of the entire movie. So Raymond says I liked Eternals. It took a chance in breaking the Marvel formula, and I respect I respect the effort. I just don't like the movie. I mean, it wasn't horribly bad, but again, it wasn't anywhere near good. So Stanley says, do they look for an X-Men replacement at the time when they created the Eternals movie concept before they bought Fox? I don't know, Stanley. Probably not. So the Eternals, the reason why they did the Eternals movie was to bring in so it's because they did the Infinity Gauntlet. Since they did the Infinity Gauntlet, it also ties into the cosmic realm of things. And so Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Volume 3, we're going to get Adam Warlock. Eternals introduced now Star Fox or Eros, and also Pip the Troll, which also ties into Adam Warlock, which also ties into there's going to be Moondragon, I think, is what they're going to bring in as well, probably on Volume 3 of the Guardians of the Galaxy. And those four end up holding on to the gemstones and creating the infinity. Basically, they're the watchers of the gemstones at that point. and they travel the galaxy. And yes, Star Fox is a Marvel character. Serious. Yes. Also known as Eros. He goes by Star Fox and Eros. He is a Titan like his brother Thanos. That is his brother is Thanos. So, oh, Star Fox existed long before Super Smash Brothers. Long before that. Yeah. I want to say the 70s is where, yeah. I know it's a Nintendo game. So, Thanos likes to say he's the last of his kind, but he is not. No, he is not purple like Thanos. It's Harry Styles, by the way, who plays Star Fox. Yes, it is a different Star Fox. Well, I'm going to have to let you guys go because little dog is telling me that it's time to go and that she needs to do something else because, yeah. With that said, what else do I have going on this week? Well, tomorrow I'm off. Tuesday, by the way, there is no spoiler alert this afternoon. Just so you know, I am going to change the schedule out. There is no spoiler alert, just so you know. Tomorrow I'm going to be off. Tuesday is going to be another episode of Is It Worth My Time? And this time around, it's going to be the animated movie Injustice. That's the DC movie, by the way, Injustice, that is on HBO Max at the moment. Wednesday is going to be the Book of Boba Fett. Thursday will be Peacemaker, as Harley Quinn has called him. Injustice was traumatizing. Beware, is what Raymond says. Yes, it is traumatizing. Friday, I'll be off, and then Saturday we wrap around again with Saturday Morning Blast Off. And that's where I take the genre news of the week and blah, 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 and any other genre stuff you guys want to talk about. We talk about it. Word 79 says I'm gonna leave you with this. Hollywood needs to pick up the pace. What do you mean needs to pick up the pace? You mean during a pandemic they need to start because they can only go so fast as to you know yes, Resident Alien. That's right. Resident Alien is this week. That is right, Stanley. Thank you. I will be covering that. That is on the 26th, if I remember correctly. Let me see when that is. That is on Wednesday. Shit. Um, I'll have to think about that one, Stanley, and see how I'm going to work it in because I have to watch that one live, unfortunately, and it doesn't play until later here. So I might need to push that into a Thursday or a Friday time slot. We'll see what happens. So. All righty. I'm going to let you guys go for the rest of the day. Thank you to everybody who joined me today in the chat. And thank you if you made it this far in the video. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible. And one of the videos, my vast video library and props that appear just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. And if you can, hit that like button, the share button as well. And if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, you get that. You can go over to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule up there. I change it every week. Also, I have the links to all my social media on there and all the links to my pages as well. All right. Yeah, the little dog's getting antsy over there. So thank you, everybody. I will see you again on Tuesday. Until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may be at a loss for words as to what to do next because your little dog needs to go and use the restroom is what's going on from the looks of things. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again on Tuesday. Until then, stay safe, be well, take care, wear those masks, get those vaccine shots, the booster shots, and the flu shots. I know it's a lot of shots right there, but yeah, do it. Wear those masks and stay safe out there. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again on Tuesday. Have a good rest of your weekend.